On it. If your car's broken into or stolen, you expect police to respond to your call for help.
But with scenarios like those and other crimes, more people living and visiting St. Louis are learning the police will not come, or it'll be a very long time before they come. As many ask, where are the police? We're taking the concern straight to the city. News 4's Kim St. Ange is live in Soulard with one man's case of a concern. Kim?
This is actually right where Nate Schwartz had parked his truck on January 31st when he and his wife were grabbing dinner. The couple comes back a couple hours later and they find their truck window had been shattered. Schwartz says he called police repeatedly asking him to send an officer. Says he waited over an hour and had to leave before an officer ever arrived.
Hi, Robin. I'm here at the parking lot across from the Soulard Market Apartments, and my truck window has been bashed in.
Surveillance video from inside Nate Schwartz's truck captures his call to police.
I said, can you send an officer to respond? She said, we don't send officers, somebody will call you back. And I said, are you serious? And I think I said, are you serious a couple of times, because frankly, I just could not believe that I was calling about an actual crime and they weren't going to send officers.
News 4 has learned car break-ins are among several crimes where the St. Louis City Police Department is not required to send an officer when you dial 911.
I honestly thought it was a joke at first.
It's part of the department's call reduction initiative. It allows dispatchers to handle what are considered low priority calls exclusively over the phone, including stealing, destruction of property, auto theft, and stolen guns.
It's not necessarily tied to a lack of or a shortage in policing. That is, in fact, a problem for us in the city of St. Louis. But it's certainly it's not a problem for us of us responding.
St. Louis City's Director of Public Safety, Jimmy Edwards, says this policy is helping to prioritize their resources.
Even if you were fully staffed, you would still prioritize calls in the same way?
Yes. Because no matter how fully staffed we are, we're probably getting more calls than we have police officers.
Edwards says if a car break-in was happening at that moment, an officer would be dispatched, though he expects officers to respond to all calls, even low priority, when there's time. According to police, an officer responded to Schwartz's call in Soulard about an hour after his call. Schwartz had already left. He worries if police don't respond to these crimes, what deterrent is there for other criminals?
These are the sorts of things that police kind of exists to help with. This is why, as a taxpayer, you think that the police are there.
Edwards telling me tonight, even if an officer doesn't respond in person, that crime will still be investigated. I talked to Schwartz tonight about an hour ago. He says still, about 3 weeks later, he still has not heard a word from St. Louis City Police. Live in Soulard, Kim St. Ange, News 4.
Okay, Kim, thank you. We did ask St. Louis Police how they determine when they're going to dispatch an officer. There are 3 categories: Priority 1, Priority 2, and Priority 3. Priority 1 calls include homicides and rapes. Those get a response in about 6 minutes. Priority 2 also dispatches an officer. Those crimes are crimes in progress. The response time for those around 12 minutes. And Priority 3 includes crimes that have already happened. That would include a car break-in. Police don't track the response times on those and often handle those cases over the phone.